Is rape prevalent in there?
Not in the way, not as much as you would think, not as much as like a Hollywood movie would portray it to be, right? Like, does it happen? Yes. Has it happened? Yes. Will it continue to happen? Yes. What does it look like? It looks like it's like an OG in the cell who gets a younger person in the cell and takes advantage of them. That's what it looks like. And then, fortunately, in the morning, the youngster will let us know, hey, I got raped last night. And that's a real one, right? That's a real one. It's like, you got to put everybody in handcuffs. You got to separate the suspect from the victim. It's a big deal, bro. Rapes in prison are a big deal. It's the Prison Rape Elimination Act, PREA. You have to send them both to outside hospitals to get a SART examination. Oh, dude, it's so awful. You got to do an investigation. You know, I mean, you got to give the victim mental health treatment because, dude, you don't want to be a victim of that. And it's just all, no pun intended, but.
Damn.
It's, you know, now that's the real one, right?
Mm-hmm.
A lot of the inmates manipulate the system. They get in an argument with their boyfriend. Hey, my boyfriend raped me. We still have to do the whole process. Send them both out to the hospital. Send them both to ADSEC. Just so an hour later, he can tell me, he didn't really rape me, Lieutenant. He just made me mad, so I just said that. But just think about how much money and resources we wasted as a department and state playing with these games, you know?
What is like some of the worst violence you've seen some of these gay gangsters do?
Stabbing, slashings. I guess if there's levels to violence in prison, ultimately would be committing murder, right? Committing murder.
Right.
Maybe decapitating somebody would be taking it to that next level. There was a stabbing in Salinas Valley State Prison last year where the inmate stabbed the other guy in the eyeball and then stomped on the knife. There's a video of it. Now that brutal murder, that dude took that up to a whole nother level, right? So, to answer your question, Gayboy gangsters can and up to and including murder. It's not a thing. I don't think people need to understand that murder is not a big deal in prison. It's fairly common.
Who are they beefing with? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, who would be like their main rival?
Who's their op?
So when I was on the yard at Charlie Yard, on Delta Yard, they were there. They weren't really beefing with nobody there, right? Because you got to think every prison is different or operates different. Every yard operates different. So they weren't really beefing with nobody. Nobody was really beefing with them. They were in existence. Same with Delta Yard. That was a good yard though. But I did hear that they got off in New Folsom, CSP SAC, New Folsom, and I believe who the f did they get off on? The Northern Riders. So they were beefing with the Northern Riders. And I believe the Northern Riders are a dropout Norteño gang, North gang. So there you have it. The GBGs and the Northern Riders got off on each other in New Folsom.
Pause. No, I'm just kidding.
Pause.
He doesn't
I don't
get
think
it.
he know he doesn't get
Why?
it.
Because I said got off?
Got off on each other.
That's like, that's a no homo. That's a no homo moment to pause.
Right. No. But that did happen.
Yeah.
So, but you don't want to ever get your ass kicked by a transgender inmate, man. That was one of my biggest fears. So I had a couple fears in prison. One was that you never get slashed on my face, right? I never wanted to f this up. Didn't. Two, would you be getting my ass kicked by a transgender? The homies will never live it down. My partners. Imagine going your whole career. You will always be known as that motherfucker that got his ass whooped by a, like, that's a fact. No matter what you do in your career, you can never make that go away. So I'm not going to say I was nice to them or avoided them. I was chill. I treated everybody the same, dude, like consistently. I used to call the transgenders dude during hearings, RVR, hey, dude, come here. But they never tripped on me because they knew I wasn't doing it from a bad place, right? I wasn't trying to make fun or disrespect. Hey, dude. Why do you believe that because they're gay that they don't have the same level of viciousness or that they operate different than any other gang?
No.
They do. They function.
They're still
I
men.
definitely
Right,
feel
they're
like
men.
They got men's strength with the attitude of a woman. That's vicious.
Facts.
yeah,
Facts.
I definitely feel like
Facts.
they can get wild too. There ain't nothing stopping them.
Correct.
They still got testosterone.
They got testosterone and hormones,
And-
whatever,
yeah,
because they take the shots, they take the pills.
Now I've heard from An inside source says that they get top tier medical inside of the prison. They get
Okay.
Ozempic, they get types of stuff.
Let me say this to the American people, whoever watches worldwide. California taxpayers are paying for inmates, transgenders, to get breast implants, to get BBLs, to get their anus bleached. That's a fact. What else are they getting? To get mammograms, to get every weird thing you can think of, they're getting paid. Or they're getting top Beverly Hills sex realignment surgery. So if you want to get your penis chopped off, you can get that. If you're a male with the penis and you say, hey, warden, I'm a woman, I want to go to the women's facility, they'll send your ass to a women's prison where there's been a lot of rapes and there's been a lot of pregnancies as a result of mixing. You know, we talked about mixing.
So the guy goes over there as a woman,
as a sex offender.
As a sex offender, and then when he gets to the women's prison, the women inmates are pregnant.
Correct.
Wow.
Facts. I mean, there was a prison where they were searching the yard for allegedly that they buried a baby, that the lady gave birth to the baby and they buried it in the yard. That was a rumor that had transpired. They had the ISU searching the yard for a buried baby. Like, this is the sick stuff that's happening in California prisons.
You know, just listening to you, this almost sounds like a weird, sick experiment, man. To me, like, I never looked at it at this level, but somewhere along the line, this has got to be like some kind of sick experiment.
The f***ed up thing about it, dude, I've been yelling at the top of my lungs for 3 years, and I don't feel like there's been such a drastic change that I believe should have happened. I mean, right? Shouldn't, if people caught wind of all this shit, shouldn't have, like, whoa.
Right. And no one has. So this is where the taxpayer dollars goes.
Well, you mentioned you have met Suge Knight.
Yes.
And you said that you don't think anybody would do anything to him.
Nah.
Why is that?
Because his reputation, number one. And I pretty much just leave it at that. His reputation, his size. He's a big dude. Somebody told me recently he had lost a lot of weight, but I really didn't pay any mind. But his reputation.
I think he has, if I'm not mistaken, I think he has he may have diabetes or
something. And his candor, how he carries himself. The dude is not a dummy, right? He's very respectful. So how you carry yourself, it goes a long way.
Now, I believe he's on a 50-50 yard. Or
S&Y.
S&Y yard. Now, do you think he would be safer on a GP yard?
Not anymore.
Not anymore?
Not anymore.
Why you say that?
Because he's been hanging on to the S&Y for
too long. I'm saying, say he never went to the S&Y yard.
I think he would have been fine on that GP. I don't even know why he went S&Y to begin with. And I got nothing bad to say about that guy. Like, I actually hope to talk to him, like, in the future, right? But I don't know why he didn't choose to go S&Y GP. I don't know the details behind that. I think he would have been fine, dude. I think he would have been fine. Again, I don't know his internal politics with his gang or the gang or the crime or the crimes, but...
You never seen Suge have no problems in there or nothing?
No. There's, okay, if you were to say he's a convict, he knows how to carry himself like a convict, right? As a convict is the old school people before my time, before 2006, like guys in the 90s, they knew how to do their time. And then the newer generation that we have now, I mean, look at the streets, bro. You got dudes with Edgar haircuts. You got dudes with like weird shit, like, and they're supposed to be gangster. It's just the generations have changed. He's on that old school shit, so like ain't nobody really gonna with him, unless you get a lot of youngsters that go up against him.
What type of person was he celled up with?
I don't know. I don't even know. I didn't check who his cellie was.
Now I'm also hearing that fentanyl is going crazy right now, and people are overdosing a lot in prison and jail.
You would be shocked and floored if you knew how many inmates overdose a day in the California penal system and how many inmates actually die of overdoses. You would be floored. Your jaw would drop. The public has no idea. Daily. A couple times a day, where What it looks like is an officer will be doing his rounds in the building, security check, looks in the cell. You have a dude out cold, blue, stiff,
Foaming.
foam, throw up, blood, shit, piss, vomit. Central control, be advised, I have a unresponsive man down inmate. Pull his ass out of the cell. Dude could be heavy, 300 pounds, pull his ass out. In the control booth, they have an ambu bag. An ambu bag is like a bag that you put over the face and you go like this, and then you start doing chest compressions. As correctional officers, we're first responders. We're trained in CPR. We get annually trained on CPR. So COs are constantly doing CPRs on inmates, right? You know, they always say like, oh, guards are assholes or they just love to beat up inmates. Dude, they're always trying to save these lives. Trust me. They know it too. Pumping on these dudes' chest. They'll bring the AED, the defibrillator. Boom. Like it's patches, 2 patches. It says standby, shock. And it's not like in the movies, you're going to bounce, but it does a shock. Hit them with a Narcan. So now the inmates are in possession of Narcan. Inmates have their own Narcan. How wild is that? Hit them with Narcan, hit them with CPR, hit them with the AED. Sometimes you can bring them back to life. They come back, but sometimes they're dead. I'm talking about being dead to coming back to life.
Wow.
Yeah. And then I tell the guy, hey man, you really need to stop doing drugs. You died. We brought you back. Oh, I know, LT, I know. Guess what he does the next day?
Overdoses.
Yeah, bro.
Jeez.
It's not a laughing matter.
Wow.
It's not a laughing matter because now we're talking about money. Why would Governor Newsom love Narcan? Because they're investing all this money in the homeless, in the Narcan, in the fentanyl. They're manufacturing chaos and they're profiting off of it.
Whoa.
So besides Suge, is there been any other famous people that you've met?
Oh God, the Menendez brothers, bro. Which I don't even like to talk about them. I can't believe I just brought them up right now. They recently got denied parole. Both of them.
I've seen that. Yeah.
They were on my yard, Echo Yard, Donovan, level 2 non-designated. So they were on one of those level 2 yards. Murals all over the place. It looks like you're in a Looney Tunes cartoon drawing, fucking, what's that, Roadrunner. There's murals everywhere. They were trying to lie to the public saying that they're all rehabilitated and all ready to come home. But in reality, they kept getting caught with cell phones inside prison, which is a violation of the rules. But they actually had managers and lieutenants looking out for them and making their write-ups disappear by hitting the delete button on the computer.
Wow.
That's shady.
Oh, so now it looks like they got a pretty clean record when they're going up for parole.
Exactly. But I had the LA district attorney reach out to me because of my YouTube videos where I wild out and tell the truth. He said, hey man, would you be willing to give us some information on what's going on? And I told him, I said, do you have any documentation of this? I said, I have one write-up. I have one copy of one write-up that I recently got caught with. He's like, would you email it to me? Yeah, and I emailed it to him. It's kind of funny because they did bring up in the hearing, they told the brothers, you guys are not ready to come home. You guys keep getting caught with cell phones, right? But I want to make it very clear. I wasn't happy that their parole got denied. Even though I was saying they don't deserve to parole, I don't find gratification in another man's downfall, right? What I was saying is, hey, there's the rules, there's a policy, and they should be applied equally to all. Okay, don't fudge the numbers, don't do shady shit. That's what I was getting at. Does that make sense?
Yeah. They got power and money.
Money, there you go. Power and money and celebrity status or celebrities.
What year did you start?
2000.
November 27, 2006.
Was Tookie Williams still around at the time?
I don't know, dude, because he was up north. Where was he? San Quentin?
Think so.
San Quentin.
Yeah.
Death Row, I think.
Okay.
When
Anybody
I had
else
joined,
famous come through? Any famous rappers or anything back then come through?
do you remember the game? The rap artist? You know, he talks about the Serena Williams sister getting shot in a drive-by.
Yeah.
That dude, the suspect that shot Serena Williams' sister, he was at Sentinel State Prison on Delta Yard when it was level 3 GP. And I transported that dude from Sentinel to San Diego to a hospital appointment, doctor, and then back. because he was a high notoriety inmate. But I was a brand new CO, dude, so I didn't know much. But my partner said, hey, that dude right there, that's the dude that killed Serena Williams' sister with the AK-47. So I'm like, fuck. He has since paroled. If you type in his name, he has since paroled.
Wow.
Everybody's paroling, dude. Everybody's paroling.
Damn.
It's not like what it was used to be before.
You know, you were speaking earlier about about you meeting people that were, had an elbow, as they call it, or a life sentence, and they got out and they're doing good for themselves, man. I absolutely know one dude. His name is Sam Brown.
Okay.
And he spent 24 years in prison, and for some crimes that he committed way when he was a youth, pretty much. And he's got out, man, and since then, man, he's done a world of good, man. So, there are some people, man, who can come through this shit and be all right.
So you said he was a youth. The human brain does not stop developing until the age of 25, right? And something I've come to notice, I'm a very spiritual man, right? I don't like to say religious because a lot of people are off-put by religion, but I have a strong faith. I've come to realize something, dude. Men in general, young men, we're all looking for the same thing: adventure, testosterone, like a tribe. Some people join gangs to find it. Other people join the military. Other people go off to law enforcement. I think it's whatever options you have and whatever guidance you have at the time.
What's up? This is Cam Capone. We got more content like this coming soon. So hit that like button, subscribe, and stay locked in to Cam Capone News.